were at dinner time, and after having dinner, we all were very tired, so we went to sleep. And the next day, we woke up early, we had breakfast, and this was our first full day in Rajasthan, Udaipur. Another thing that I would like to mention is that throughout this trip, my sister and I got sick. I think it was because of the long road trip, along with a bunch of other stuff. And you can see my face is extremely swollen because of the cold and the fact that I have a cold. And just basically not a luxurious trip, but definitely a fun one. And I was very excited for my first day, but I also had a throat infection, so yeah. The first location is at Fateh Sagar Lake, and we were supposed to go boating, but I think all of us were really tired for it, so we just stopped here for breakfast and this beautiful view. Saheliyo Ki Bari, or the Garden of Maidens, was our next spot for sightseeing. It was constructed in the 18th century by Maharana Sangram Singh and was designed as a peaceful retreat for the then Queen of Udaipur and her maidens. It was a gift of leisure where they could escape from the protocols of the royal court and enjoy moments of privacy and relaxation with fountains, lotus pools, marble pavilions, and more. We also did some shopping, and then it was lunchtime, so we stopped at this beautiful little restaurant and I had a Rajasthani thali. The dal bati was absolutely delicious, but it was too heavy for me, so I had to give some of it to my dad. But 10 on 10. We next went to Udaipur City Palace after lunch, and while the palace itself has some sort of entry fee, there is another entry fee for the museum, which is essentially the main part of the palace and the inside of the palace. And we did not know that there were two separate fees to pay, so we did not pay the museum fees because we thought it was too expensive, and we just roamed around the grounds of the palace. But I highly recommend paying the museum fees if you can. During the evening time, we went to see Lok Dharohar, where they basically have shows where artists perform different cultural and folk dances from various parts of Rajasthan. There was a play, as you can see here. There's also a puppet show and a lot of other small acts. I highly recommend that if you're in Udaipur, you definitely catch this show and support the local artists as much as you can. after the show was done, my mom, sister, Nani, and I went shopping for about 2 hours. And while we were shopping, we stumbled upon this antique store that sells imported and vintage artifacts and collections. But unfortunately, we were not allowed to film in there more than this. But we did get a knife, a vintage knife, my sister got. So, yeah. After sitting for this view at Gangor Ghat, where you can see the city palace, we decided to have dinner, and we had dinner at this cute restaurant which is less than 2 minutes away from Gangor Ghat. I think it's called the Sun and Moon. We had absolutely delicious, delicious food and a really great time overall at our first full day in Udaipur. So the next day, we decided to leave for our next city. And before that, we wanted to hit certain spots on the way, which you're going to be seeing now. We visited a temple, but unfortunately, filming was not allowed there. So I got what I could. And along with the temple, we also got to visit Marble Wasteland, or a marble dumping ground, whatever you want to call it. It was actually one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen. And I can't wait to share it with you. But that was our time in Udaipur.